Hello all, Dr. Fox back here with you with another weekend update and kind of catch you up on what is going down in a few different places. And let's get right into this thing, why don't we? All right, well, first up, of course, and there's everything on that is on everybody's mind, or not everyone's, in different forms. And you can see here that I've already got my name change. I'm hoping that you all were able to get your name change. I'm glancing up the calendar. It was a couple weeks ago that it was available. So I was hoping you were able to get what you wanted. I wanted to get 3 more on Mankirk for Horde, but of course now that I'm announcing that, I'll be like, and it was already full, and I'm like, oh man, that because that's where our guild's gonna be. It's actually Horde. I have love for both sides. I'm very fond of my Night Elf Hunter, so right here, as you can see. And as you can see, as of this post, I'm recording 30 hours to go, literally 6 hours from now. And we're at literally 24 hours for that crazy launch that we're going to have. And whether someone's just sitting back, enjoying the drama, having a cup of water, Joe, whatever you're drinking. Let's help us semi-healthy. No, you do whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you. It's all right. It's the doctor part of me to do that. Or whether you're actually going to be trying to get in, or what the circumstances. At least on our end, at least we're going to attempt. I'm going to try to be going live on Twitch again. Twitch.tv/TheGennaFox for those that might be wanting to watch. Yes, it's another Chica going to be streaming classic WoW, another one of the streamers. Or whether you're going to stay away, or whether you're going to sit back and watch the drama, or you're going to try to be part of it, and we're going to sit there for hours. I'm not going to probably be on for more than, I don't know, it depends if I get stuck out, or whether I actually get into it, or whether we're going to be in the queue for the longest time. We'll have to kind of play it out and see how things play out this week. And there's also this controversy right now whether someone is trying to keep the authentic version and feeling of classic. I know it's hard because you can't really technically go back in time and do certain things, because now you've got streamers, you've got websites that are much more in depth now, and there's so many other variations out there. But I guess there's some controversy going on about these LFG. Am I pronouncing that right? LFG. Yeah, the looking for group style form of an add-on of some sorts, and they're trying to go without it, and then those that don't have it will be going without it. And so it puts you in a position where you end up having to have it, and so maybe whether they're not going to allow, I don't know. There's just this whole controversy about that going on right now, and to me, I'd like to just put in, and some would be, probably screaming at me, or like, nope, goodbye, Dr. Fox. But I'm sorry, I'm going to be using a form of Questy. It was a little hard for me. Even though I'm excited to be getting into this, and I may have some idea, I know that there are going to be quests, and I know part of the fun is going around looking for quests. But I can't help it. I'm one of those folks who likes Questy of some sorts. And there's a few other neat ones. I was watching Frost a while back, and I know that he put together, actually there was like a download of like a whole collection of pieces of add-ons to add, and it was a nice little package. I don't know if I can find that link and put that in there in the description for you or not, or send you a link to his video about that. But I remember seeing that, and that looked like a nice little setup. Though I don't want to use very many. That's really the only add-on I want. I mean, I don't know if this LFG thing, that's short for looking for group, if you were wondering. Oh, geez, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Another quick side note, BlizzCon is a few months out. Yeah, I know. You're like, Dr. Fox, what are you talking about that for already? Well, we're at already 67 days, and as of this recording, approximately 23-ish more hours on top of that. So, yeah, I know. No, I can't go. I don't have the money, sadly, and that actually will be one of the questions that's coming up, so I can kind of answer that early. Oh, shapoopy. There's so many aspects of why I can and or can't go. Yeah, I'm going to have to save that one for another discussion for another time. And personal note, anyway, I've been getting a lot more of the I have these caulking tubes that I'm using to fill in a lot of the gaps on my ceilings. And yes, I know some of the perverted people will be like, Dr. Fox caulking. Well, they don't realize this. I'm lesbian, so. But not that I want to put labels on things. But I've been getting a lot of caulking done here around the house. And I'm hoping to finish that up. I'll have to post it on Instagram. I've put it together this I've been working on this beautiful bar for quite some time now, and I ended up actually getting a tablecloth that was almost double the length that I put on my table. So I was able to cut a chunk of it off. I got creative this weekend, and I was able to cut it in halves. And I was able to use it to cover the... So if you check it out, Instagram.com/, also the Jenna Fox, you'll see I'm going to be posting up there later today. It'll sort of an 80s theme. Bar start. I got to go back and reinforce the bar. I just wanted to at least get it on there to just kind of give you the look. I did have that open bar, but I had to kind of close off the back panel right now until I can get... I'm having issues with my front door. And I build most of the house, but doors are not my forte. And no, I can't afford to have a carpenter or a contractor come in and fix my door currently, at least not for a while, if I'm going to be here that long. But that is a whole nother discussion for another day. But as I slowly plug away at the house, I have to sort of separate that. And so I've had to do that during, especially the hottest time of the year. I have to separate that out so I can keep the rest of the house cool, the 3/4 of the rest of the house cool. And then during the winter to keep 3/4 of the house warm, and a little bit of the kitchen warm. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. Anyway, the end result is this cute little 80s theme bar top that you're going to see posted over on Instagram later, that I'm going to post about getting a little creative here at the house. And with that, as I said, as we kind of shift gears back, in retail, I've been working a lot on, I've got a couple more of my characters that I've been leveling a little bit more, trying to get my characters to level 20 so I can finally unlock a few more achievements that I've been wanting to unlock. But really the biggest important thing is just to finally get those characters with their catch-up gear out in Nazdajar. I do that little intro to Nazdajar on each of them. And just as I hit 120, and then it unlocks the world quests and all that kind of stuff. I've been doing that. That's on retail side of things right now, plugging away at that. I've been doing some pet battles. If you check out, I think it's mywarcraftpets.com, is it? Something like that. I think that's, yeah. I'm on Nazdajar, at least on the, for those that may already know my streams from prior. That you can look me up that way if you're wondering, because it'll look for a username over there, and I think that one's actually Kitty10 if you're trying to find me. I think I'm like top 4 because I think I've still got like 60 something that are the uncommon, the green. And that's the other thing. I've been plugging away at trying to get more pet charms. I tried to do it when it was still the old style, because I've got like hundreds of those old blue pet charms, and I wish the one thing I wish they would have kept. Now I know that they were trying to start over and blah 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 and all those other things that were going on for those that are familiar with pet battles, and some are just like, skip over this part, I'm not a pet battle fan. That's fine. But what I was hoping they would have done is kept the little blue medallions so you can still get the upgrade stones. And I wasn't able to get enough upgrade stones in time. I mean, I was doing hundreds and hundreds, as many as I already could before that had happened. And I'm literally finally starting to play catch up. And first off, it took forever for me to first off even get the rest of the pets with those pet charms that were like 200 each. on average for BFA. But then when I did finally do that, I'm finally slowly playing catch up, trying to make between some of my alts. Is another reason why I have my alts leveled as well, so that I can try to unlock some of the order halls. But it's hard because then you constantly need war resources, and I know that's getting easier to get those now. But jeez, So anyway, to be able to get the war resources, you need to, every once in a while, you get a quest that unlocks either some gold or some pet charms. And I've been trying to get those, and then what I've been doing is I've been leveling my characters. I fly them around, and I have an add-on on it. Yes, I know. Some don't like it. Yeah, no, that's fine. I like to use it. It's indispensable to me. But it helps me find all my treasures. And those give me a great little boost of XP. That's what I'm usually doing lately for leveling from... After I get to 111, because between 100 and 111, I'm usually in Legion. And I'm waiting for a Legion Assault to come up, and I will level that character, that during that 20 minutes or whatever, and then jump back onto another one and work on another one for something else that I'm doing or leveling or whatnot until I reach that point. And then when I get them to 111 after doing Legion Assaults, I do the intro to BFA, and then I run them to each of the different starting zones. And I usually warp back, or I'll start flying around and getting all the treasures. And when I do, I'll get some of those pet charms and some gold and just some other garbage items that will let me get a small chunk of gold. And we'll usually get up a couple of levels. And I like running it more during time walking because I was running random dungeons. Now, speaking of that, I have been able to run random dungeons, and they will still give me in BFA, they'll drop those little items for the Dark Moon Fair. And what I do is I either send them to another one, or because I'm running out of room, usually I would put them in the guild bank, but I'm running out of room, so I'm sending them to another character that I'm going to be leveling as we get closer to Dark Moon Fair. So you're trying to prep ahead. Those that know me, I'm already on plan double Z at this point, At least I try to when I'm able in some circumstances. And so I'm hoping to do that, and as I send those, I try to send those, because every once in a while I'll get queued up for another dungeon right after, so I can't really send them away. Yeah, I have the mailbox. I could put down the little ghost gnome, but I can only do that every couple hours, or try to save it for the time I'm going in there, and if we get queued up. But anyway, aside from that, when I do get out of the dungeon before I queue up for the next one, or I'll queue up for the next, and lately there are these half-hour queue times, and it's like, oh, I don't know if we're going to be like that in Classic, or much longer than that, or heck, it's going to be in an aspect of actually having to run to the old dungeons in that aspect, of course. But I usually send those Dark Moon Fair items to the next one, so allowing me that when I go back into the dungeon, I'll get more of those. And I've been starting to accumulate a good chunk of those, because I'm still collecting the transmogs. I did finally get that mount, the Dark Moon Fair mount, the dirigible. That took forever. Well, I didn't buy that. They every once in a while, they used to have some come up on the auction house. But anyway, I'm kind of dragging on. Usually my updates are not more than about 20 minutes. I know I'm already at about 13, but I appreciate if you're still hanging around and coming along with me with this far of how things are plugging away. And, of course, tomorrow night, we already discussed that. You can see that we're now less than about 30 hours away from Classic. You already heard the discussion on that as well from earlier. And yes, as you can see, for one of the to get into Q&A and questions, yes, I already did, as you can see here on the screen. I did get at least 3 of my... I was going to do like 1 or 2 on Alliance, and then 1 or 2 on the Horde side. You're only allowed to do 3 total. You can't do 3 per server. So, and I found that out the hard way for those that watched my video. I did the research, but I must have not read it correctly or something, or missed something. Yeah, I don't know with that. Oh, goodness sakes. Let's see here. And another question was, yes, I do have the Brontosaur, aka the long neck, I guess some are calling it. And I'll have to put a short mount video out on that one, but I don't know. I do some of the mount videos, and not that I listen to negativity And it's not about that. I like trying to stay positive, but when you get people that don't even know you and they accuse you of being part of the economy of people who are buying store mounts, I'm sorry. I was like Hazelnuttygames. I didn't want the Ragnaros statue, and I wanted to wait for those to come out in August. That's a rare circumstance. But others will disagree, and that's fine. I'm not getting into a whole discussion about that kind of negativity or having to bring any attention to that type of negativity. But that's just what I'm trying to get at here, is that's just not the kind of questions or responses I'm looking for. Though now that I'll probably get loaded with those, right? Because I prefer not to. They're like, oh, good, we found something that'll annoy and bother Dr. Fox, right? Yeah. Not really annoyed. It's frustrating when folks just are misinformed, can't just slow down and get to know a human being instead of I don't know. It's useless. It's like a circle, a carousel that just keeps going round and round and round. It's completely... for those wondering, this week, in retail, starting Tuesday, the Pet Battle Bonus week starts up if you're not going to be playing Classic. Or for those that will be popping over this week, I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of that. I know a few other streamers that are going to be doing that as well, but they'll be popping back over to get to work on some more of their battle passes. As I said, I've got, I think, 67 more that are uncommon. All the rest are... There's no... grade ones. There's no... I'm literally down to those last 67 I got to get to. And then everything else is rare. And I think I have like 1,163-ish plus. I'm almost there. I still got, like I said, a few more I've got to run back and do. And if you have... And anyway, so that's kind of where we're at with that. And I think that will kind of wrap it up for this week. If you have any question, remember to put that big bold letter question. And, sorry, I got off on a tangent there sometimes. I'm going to come back. But there was one positive one. Someone was asking me about the long neck, and I'll have to try to put out. But I did mention that. I did say that, well, I would put the mount videos out. But to answer your question, yes, I do have the long neck in retail. It took me forever. I was going to use TSM, and it took me forever without it, but I just have a really hard time. Trying to understand Hazel put out a great video, by the way, and there's some other great video series out there about how to really set it up and whatnot. Maybe they're making it easier than it sounds, but I've tried and I ran into struggles. Anyway, with that, I did it without TSM. It took forever, but I was selling herbs and pets. Those aren't moving as much anymore, but... And with that, I don't know if we're going to see, whether it be in 2020, again, it's just speculation, whether we'll see some kind of pet battle app, or I would really like to see if they were actually taking my opinion on this, but I would love to have been able to see sort of a companion app so that it would allow you to maybe do PvP so that you can unlock the achievements of PvP you haven't in game, and it will connect back and it will let you level up your pets, so that it will send it back so you can work on it on the mobile. But I just hope it actually loads a little faster than the WoW Companion. And I wish they would have integrated the auction back into the WoW Companion. But, that's just dreaming that way. I wish there was an easier way. Yeah, there's ways you can sort of stream like you do when you're sending sort of casting, if you will, for some that have some of the most massive computer power. But even with some of the fast even one of the fast laptops I have, one of the fastest laptops, it overheats and it can't really handle that. Not that I want to be able to do that with a system, but what I'm leading up to here is, and I know there's many phones that aren't inexpensive enough, even though they should be, but I'm not going to get into that mess right now, is I wish there were, or a nice tablet that I've got, to be able to actually play through, sort of like what Diablo 1 is, you're able to do. And I know that's a lot less. There's gigabytes worth of information, or But I've got enough storage on there that I could easily put like 10 gig. I could download 10 gigs. I wish they would allow to like do an app so you could put WoW on the go. And yes, I know I have this portable little computer here that kind of lets me do that, but it overheats and I really have to put it on some kind of stand. So yeah, it's great to have portability, but I don't know if you can see that. It's like I think there's a 256 in there, and it runs Windows. It's a for those that are wondering, that's a GPD. That was a Kickstarter a while back. They have better ones with the nice new keyboards now, but anyway, I'm not trying to advertise for them. I actually spent the moolah before it went way up in price. I got it when it was still reduced. And they sent one on, and I put in, or I upgraded to allow to, no, I think I had installed, yeah, an M2 in there, a larger M2. And then I've got a micro SD of, I think, a 400 micro SD in there. Yeah, just so I could put pretty much anything on. And I have run it to the monitor I'm looking at right now. I've used that monitor and run the HDMI. It has a micro HDMI conversion into it to be able to play WoW on the go. And that's sort of been my best WoW option for on the go. Or I wish they would integrate like what they've done with Diablo 3. Or have sort of, excuse me, kind of like what they're supposedly supposed to be doing with this new Google streaming and some of the others like Microsoft is doing, or if Microsoft had a setup that was like that as well, that would kind of let you take their games on the go, kind of like there's been this discussion or rumors about whether you can play some of the Microsoft over on the Switch. And that would be awesome if I would only be part of that, if I could play my World of Warcraft on the Switch or on the go a little easier, like on a tablet would be a little easier. And I know it's hard because some are like, it just doesn't play well with without a keyboard mouse. You know, if I could have the right controls configured, I would enjoy using a controller and just pick like my 4 to 8 major spells that I want to use on all those options. But that's just me. Some are like, oh, I don't want to use. That's fine. So I guess we're going to kind of wrap things up. So again, if you have any questions, remember to put in bold letters, question, or just share your responses. I try to check those every once in a while, but it's just issues with that. I hope everyone gets a little more sleep until the launch tomorrow night. That's why I'm sort of celebrating a little bit by having it up there, showing the 30-hour countdown as of this post. So I hope you all get to have a good one. And thanks for, if you've even stuck around this long, for sticking around for about, usually my rants and my updates can go for 10, 15, 20 something minutes. So we're going to wrap things up. Dr. Fox here with you. Remember to take at least a few hours of rest before Classic launches tomorrow, whatever you end up doing with it. Or not doing with it, if you will, in that case. Make sure you've got some healthy things to eat. You don't need to take all that garbage so that you're running diarrhea, even though some might want to feel that old way, to try to stay awake and all that. I am celebrating tomorrow night. You will see me with it's not an advertisement. No, they're not doing an advertisement with me. I got it free through like the Cumberland Farms app. And there are these little free things I try to get, or inexpensive items I try to get every once in a while. I was going to celebrate with some bubbly. Oh, there it goes. It kicked me out. That's fine. That's actually a good time for me. See, that tells me we're going to wrap things up. So, again, Dr. Fox, remember, take 2 weekend updates. More is over in the window. We're enjoying this beautiful, nice weather. It feels great to have some of these windows open. And we will see you in Classic. Remember, I'm going to be, I know, shameless plug one last time, twitch.tv/TheJennaFox. I'll put that in the link below, and we will see you later.